Another interesting holiday we found out that has two sides is St. Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Now, St. Valentine's Day in February falls on what was called Lupercalia. And the Lupercalia, for the Greeks and the Romans, this was a time when they would get young people together, and in order to get them into sexuality and to prepare them for marriage, they would bring them together, and they would actually allow them to have sexual relations during this time. This is the Lupercalia. And so this is the reason why Valentine's Day you have Cupid, who shoots you with the arrow and you fall hopelessly in love.
Yeah.
Okay. Valentine himself, Saint Valentine, he was another Christian bishop or priest, and he was, in a sense, the patron saint of lovers. Because the Romans in ancient times, they would force their soldiers to go into battle, and they would stop them from getting married until after the great battles were over. And many of them wanted to get married, and they would secretly have lovers. And so Valentine would help them and support them. And so when they found this out, they arrested him. And when he was in jail, he wrote a letter to his friends, the lovers, and he said, "From your Valentine." So this incorporation then comes. It appears to be an innocent day, but in reality, it is a day of heightened sexuality. And it is something which is dangerous for the youth today because it can get them into adultery and fornication and sexually transmitted diseases and HIV/AIDS. All of these things can happen unless they deal with marriage and proper sexuality.
Now, how do we bring it home? Because this is a lot of information.
Right.
People can get overwhelmed like, well, I'm just trying to pass a little love note to the woman, or I'm just trying to, in school they might have the little sweetest cards and that, and it seems so innocent, but bring it home. What is the actual, when you go deeper and you see the roots, and what is the danger or the outcome of all this innocence that later you had mentioned, fornication and all these other
Well, what we realize with, and what Islam shows us, is that, the Quran itself tells us, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا إِنَّهُ كَانَ فَاحِشَةً وَسَاءَ سَبِيلًا. It said, don't come close to adultery, because it is an evil and it will destroy everything in your life. So therefore, Allah is telling us, He's not saying don't commit adultery, but don't come close to it. So therefore, anything that can lead a person towards, fornication or an adulterous relationship, we try to stop this, because we realize, in this case, you see, if a person is going to commit murder, murder is not a natural thing. To see a person killed or a person raped, that's a horrible thing. But for a man to have a relationship with a woman, for a woman to have a man, that's a natural thing. We're created for this. So therefore, it's something that the body wants to do. So that's why Allah said, don't come close to it. He didn't say don't do it. Because if you come close, then you're going to do it. Because you're made for this. So therefore, what Islam does is that it gives the protections. So the sexuality can come out, but it will come out with respect. And especially for the young girl, she will be given, the place that she deserves. Her body is protected. Her honor and dignity is protected. Her family is protected. And that's really